It's Angela Kaufman from Grocery Shrink, and I'm here to show you how I use Excel to plan my Christmas budget and also my monthly gift giving budget that includes birthdays and weddings and graduations and baby gifts and all of that. Okay, for the budget, we figured out as a family what we could afford to put aside every month for gifts. For our family, that's $90 a month. Now that's way up for us because we're debt free now. When we were getting out of debt, that number was $20 a month, and that included Christmas and all other gift giving. Of that $90, I save some of it every month, and it's in cash and it goes in an envelope. I have two envelopes. I have one just for Christmas and I hide it away in a safe. And then I have another envelope I keep with me that is for other gifts like birthdays and stuff. So part of that goes into Christmas and part of it goes into other gifts every month. This column here is what goes into Christmas. In January, it's Heidi's birthday, so $40 of our gift budget is going to her, and then the other $50 is going into Christmas. So every month I'm thinking, who has birthdays this month, and how much money am I going to need for that, and then I can put the rest into Christmas. So I kind of did that, and like October, notice nothing's going into Christmas because I have my mom and Brandon and Dub and Caleb all have their birthday that month. And then in December, we don't have any birthdays except for Darren's dad, and we do some really creative stuff with that. So we put all of the budget into Christmas that month. Then over here on this side, I have a list of all the gifts that I'm going to need to buy. And so this includes our two white elephant gifts, my nephew and niece, and our great-grandmas, and then the Kaufman Exchange where we draw names. And I put a dollar figure next to each one. At this point, when I'm first writing out the list, it's a wish. I wish I could, like the white elephant, we're required to spend 20 on my niece and nephew and all of these others. It's up to me what I can afford. So I put in what I would like to spend. And then I go down and I've used, in this box, I've used a formula, the AutoSum, to add that up for me. So it's automatically adding up to 665. Now you can tell I've been tweaking this because this number and this number match exactly. So in order to get there, I did have $50 left over for miscellaneous. And that is because my experience is that I always forget something and I need a contingency fund. Maybe a gift, maybe I had to pay shipping, or maybe one gift is $2 more than I budgeted. It's all in cash, and so I have this little contingency fund of $50 for that. To get to this point where it balanced, I had to go back and forth. I had like every teacher in the school getting a gift, and I was way over budget without even a contingency fund compared to what we could afford to do. So I just had to be realistic about what we could afford. Then if any of these come in under budget, then I put that extra into the contingency fund. Over here during the year, then I have other gifts to be planning for, and I do all that planning right here. So I have Heidi's birthday, and it has not come yet. So when I start getting ideas here for her, then I will start typing in ideas. Now this column is what I think it's going to cost. And then over here in this column, so I should label that estimated cost, and in this column it's the actual cost. So that way I can keep track of what I spent. This helps me, since it's cash, it doesn't really depend on me staying on budget, but it helps me as I plan for next year. What am I actually spending? And I can look at this and see. So for example, I knew that Brandon and Dub wanted rainbow looms for their birthdays. If I just went to the store to get them, they were between $15 and $20. So I had budgeted that over here. Then I found on eBay I could order them for $10.25. So that's what I put in my actual cost column. Okay, and then I had another actual cost over here, and I wanted to be able to see it, so I didn't stick it in the same blank. The interesting thing about this is that I can go ahead and copy this column here, and I'm gonna go ahead, let's see, and put in all of my dividers. I'm going to copy that, and I can come over to my Christmas plan here and insert a new slide that is my budget and drop it in. Nope, that's not what I want it to look like. There we go. Then if I want to read it better, I can increase that font size. Alright, and that's basically how I do it. It's not super fancy, but it works well for me. And here is the bonus on here. Oh, just trying to make it prettier. Okay. When I get ready for Christmas Budget 2005, I can copy this slide, create a copy, there. And then I have Christmas 2014 with a copy, and I can rename it Christmas 2015. And then I can start tweaking my amounts. Since this is 2015, then I would delete all of this here and start fresh. So I'd love to hear your comments on if you think this would work for you, if you have a different plan that you use to keep yourself organized. Leave it in the comments